Hello, everyone. Hi. I am here with the amazing woman candidate master, Niusha Afshar. I hope I pronounced that correctly. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you, Jesse. And I'm so happy to be here today and can't wait to commentate this match with you.
This is your first time commentating, right?
Yes, that's true.
I love that. That's incredible. So, we need to give you a proper initiation. And I really apologize to you and to the fans that I'm your co commentator and your first time commentating. So, it's going to be a lot of like distracted comments and questions. So I hope you're ready for that. And today,
Yes,
yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, today we're going to be looking at the second game in the semifinals. There wasn't a stream yesterday, but that's because we thought we'd give you a small break just because of how amazing and how long today's stream is going to be. So I hope you've got your snacks, you've got your coffee, you've got everything that you need. And yeah, we can see, maybe even take a look at the participants of today. What are your thoughts on the matchups?
Yeah, actually, it's not easy to say, but yeah, let's see what will happen today. And I hope that we see very interesting games. And as I told you, I really wish that Divya wins the match. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I guess it's not easy for all the four players. So it will be very tough for all of them.
Indeed. So
What do you
yesterday,
think?
yeah, yesterday ended very calmly and quietly. So maybe we didn't miss too much because I was having a little bit of FOMO. I was like, what if we missed something absolutely incredible? But the players knew there wasn't any Lichess stream, so let's just end it with a draw and give all the action today. Um, just to talk about, the openings themselves. Do you play a lot, by the way? Do you play a lot of competitive chess?
No, actually, since almost 9 years ago, I quit playing chess because of, yeah, I got married and I had lots of things to do. But I do mostly coaching these days. And the last tournament which I participated was like 9 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Do you miss it?
Yeah. Yeah, I really miss it. And I was planning to play in a tournament, but then I thought, okay, I'm not going to do this. I was a little bit afraid, and I thought, okay, if I want to participate in a tournament, maybe in future I need to practice. So I thought, okay, let's wait for that day.
So if we ever find ourselves in a similar location or really close to each other, I might bully you into playing a tournament. Is that okay?
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
Great. Then I'll be there for moral support. I'll be like the cheerleader, be like, go Nisha, go
Yeah,
Nisha.
yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
actually, here in Dubai, I played in international chess day in a blitz tournament, and oh my God, I lost lots of games.
Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I feel like
But
you're
I actually it was not 9 rounds, and I won like 5 games, and I lost four. But it was fine. I mean, I enjoyed, but yeah, it was nice to participate.
You made it sound a lot worse than it was. I mean, you won 5 games. That's more than 50%. That's already like a W. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
But also, after not playing for a long time, at some point you have to rip off that band aid because I know that not playing for a while could mean a little bit of bad results in the beginning. But yeah, I
Yeah.
see some very good news here for us, Nirsha. We're seeing moves on the board.
Oh yeah, great. The game started.
The games have begun. Yesterday, I'm trying to remember who played what because there was one with e4 and one with d4. I might have to go back and check actually. Um, I'm gonna do my little bit of research quickly. I should know these things. I looked at it this morning. Can you believe it?
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah, so it was the quarterfinals. Let me just refresh the screen. Semifinals. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, here they are. So the game between Leighton G and Humpy Canaru yesterday, I'll tell you in a
Yeah.
second, was a Rilo pairs. So they played a Spanish with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and bishop g5, which meant that the other game between Divya Deshmukh and Tan Zhongyi was the Queen's Gambit. And
Oh, nice.
I'm sad that we didn't have a short moment to just do some predictions of openings, but we can maybe try to predict the results, because Niusha, there's something very cool happening here. We have India versus China on both boards.
Oh yeah, that actually I didn't notice that. Yeah, it's very cool. Like it's India against China.
And if you had
So let-
to choose between two different options, a double Chinese final or a double Indian final, which one would you choose?
uh, I I guess I will choose a double Indian.
Yeah, I might agree with you there. I might also want to see that, because we saw the Women's World Championship match earlier in the year was between two Chinese players. So why not shake it up a little bit?
Yeah, that's true.
So let's talk about the opening, shall we? Let's go back.
Yes, so let's go.
So d4, d5. Can you see the moves while
D4.
I'm making them?
Yes, I'm looking at the board now.
Great. And this is very different to their game yesterday, which was e4, e5, and a very quick exchange on d5 here. So what do you usually play with the white pieces?
Yeah, after taking on d5, white has like maybe some options like playing bishop to f4, knight to c3. I prefer here bishop to f4 maybe, and then knight to c3 with planning of playing e3 maybe next. And yeah, just trying to develop our pieces, bringing the white bishop also to the game and castle king side. Yeah, I think it's easy to find the moves in this opening somehow.
I agree. I really like what you said there, putting the bishop on f4 and not really locking that bishop out of the pawn chain with e3 early. It does make me think that maybe black has a very similar idea, right? Because instead of trading the e pawn for d5, c pawn is now gone. So black has to
Yeah.
decide whether to put the bishop on this diagonal, or perhaps even playing something like bishop g4. And your prediction was correct. We see bishop f4 on the board.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Actually, black here has to be careful about knight to b5. It happens a lot, and then it's a problem for black if you just can't defend c7 square. I mean,
I almost didn't see that, to be honest with you. So a6 is probably a must. Like, you have to
Yes.
play. Yeah, you have to play a6 here. But I'm wondering maybe if a move like bishop to g4, if knight b5, there's like queen a5 or something like that first.
Oh yeah, that's true, because the pawn is not still on e3, then the knight has to go back.
Yeah, the knight would then have to retreat. Instead of, I mean, if e3 was on the board, maybe queen d2. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the same, or maybe it will be the only option actually.
Yeah, just to
Because, yeah.
keep the pressure on c7, maybe bishop d2, forcing the queen back. But that would be a very, very quick draw. I wonder who's actually stronger in tiebreaks, if we were to see some tiebreaks between the two players, Humpy and Lei Tinji. But yeah, Humpy's held her own throughout this event. They were actually mentioning, I saw this on social media and I wasn't sure how true it was, but Humpy is the first ever female Indian player to make it to the semi-finals of the Women's World Cup. So to have two females from India making the semi-finals should definitely show you how strong the female Indian players are these days. And also, I mean, they're making history here. They've already made it this far.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, yeah. And bishop f5 and then e6. Now, maybe knight b5 is possible. I'm not sure.
Oh,
What will happen after queen a5? Then queen d2.
I like this question very, very much. So knight to b5. Okay, I'm gonna switch off the engine. I didn't look at the lines. I promise I didn't cheat, so we could do this together. I'm trying my best to not look at the engine. I'm thinking maybe bishop to b4 could be interesting.
Oh
Bishop
yeah,
to
that's true. I
b4.
didn't see this move at all.
No, it's
Yeah.
maybe it's something that white would even
Yeah.
want, right? Because this is a very strong bishop for white. So if knight c3, this bishop is now on b4, maybe bishop d6, like wasting a move or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. So no, I think knight b5 is not that much useful at the moment. Knight h4, okay.
So maybe a3 with this idea that you have. I like it. So
Yeah.
instead of knight h4, something like a3.
Mm-hmm.
Then we might see bishop d6 to stop this anyway, knight b5.
Yeah, we could also take on d6 or
Oh, taking
yeah,
on
it's
d6
also nice.
first. I like this. So this?
Yeah, maybe. And then the queen should go backward.
Very, very true. Yeah, just to annoy the black pieces a little bit.
Yeah.
But knight h4 is on the board. And is a very nice way to deal with this bishop now being locked out of the pawn chain. I think a very normal way to deal with this is maybe playing something like bishop to g4, just because you want to provoke white to play something like f3 and then, g4 and then captures, so that, white's pawn structure is a little bit disturbed and maybe the white king might be weak later on as well. What would you play?
Yeah, that's true.
What would you play in this position here, Niusha?
As black, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it's not easy, but I guess maybe I would go for bishop to g6 here.
Mm-hmm. Immediately?
Yeah, and if he takes, I will just take back with my h pawn and then trying to bring my bishop to d6 next. And yeah, I mean, it should be fine for black after castling. There is, it should be equal, maybe. What do you think?
I agree. I don't think that the bishop pair for white at the moment has any direct advantage, maybe technically for later on, but black has a lot of opportunities here to try and undermine the bishop pair, trying to attack it later on with also some ideas of playing, knight to b4 if the bishop is on d3. That's why for sure in this position I think white will play a move like bishop to e2 and then slowly improve the position of their pieces, later, to try and hold on to the bishop pair, or even this idea that you mentioned, bishop d6, and just break the bishop pair. I mean, knight versus bishop is not as bad as two knights versus two bishops, so yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. But what do you think about if white has to, save the white bishop or the black bishop, and why? I mean, sometimes it's very challenging for me because now the black bishop is the same color as the pawns, and the white bishop doesn't. So, what is the best option to, if we can save one of the bishops, which one will be the best?
Yeah, I think that's a really, really good question. I like that you mentioned that because it speaks a lot about the range of the bishops. And maybe you're better at explaining this. I feel like you're, as like a professional coach, and also you would know what to talk about here. What bishop would you save?
Yeah, actually, if it was possible, I would save my white bishop, because for the end games, or if it was something I could do then I would choose the white bishop, because I don't like my bishop to be at the same color as my pawns, and it will be maybe a bad bishop later on. So that's why I was asking this. But it depends also on the position. So if you can just do something crazy with your black bishop, then why not?
Yeah, I like that very much. So you wouldn't mind trading this bishop with like bishop d6 and you would just take it?
Of course, I would just take it with white. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Let's go back to the current position. I think a knight h4 is still on the board. Let's promote it. Knight h4. There we go. Wait, were there more moves? I don't think there were more moves. This is the live.
Oh, this is alive. Okay.
Okay.
What about the other game?
Yeah. Shall we take a look?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Was this an Alekhine? Oh, no, it was an Alapin. All right, so let's go back all the way. Very, very close
Yeah.
though. Okay, so we have a C3 Sicilian, which I think we saw earlier in the tournament when I was doing some commentary alongside Katerina Reinicke. And one of the games we saw a C3 Sicilian avoiding, immediate open Sicilian. So I'm not sure if it was Divya who played it, but we definitely took a look. And we saw this idea of playing bishop to c4, knight will go to b6, bishop b3, and so on. So this is still very, mainline or common theory. The one thing I realized, Niusha, is that Divya's preparation, this entire tournament, has been spot on. And this is one of the first times that Divya is thinking in the opening. Like, she won both games against Harika Dronavali in the tiebreak. So, going into the semifinals, I'm sure she was very confident in securing a draw in the first round with the black pieces against Tan Zhongyi. But her preparation has been impeccable. Why do you think here's a little bit different? Because Tan Zhongyi is the one with an hour 32 on the clock, and Divya has an hour 22. What do you think she's thinking about here?
Yeah, that's really true. Actually, as you see the clocks, you will find out that maybe some preparation was missed by maybe Divya, or she was not expecting this opening from Tan. So yeah, here maybe she's just thinking about moving other pieces that is not in the preparation of Tan. So let's see what she will play here. I mean, I really don't know what is the main line in this opening, but as I just want to play randomly, maybe I will choose bishop to e2, maybe, or something like this.
So I cheated. Yeah, I cheated a little bit. I brought up the table base, like the master database. So you can click on the little book on Lichess, and it shows you how many times this position's been played and what the common moves are. So let's use that one. And wait, do you have it open or no?
No, now I'm trying to open it.
Okay,
Actually.
no, it's been amazing because if we're not using it, then I don't want to use it, and we can just spitball some ideas because I don't play the Alapins, so knowing what the most common move is has been super useful. But also, if we're going according to our own analysis, I love that too, and I'm all on board for that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
It will be more fun, maybe.
A3. Okay, going back, just to inform the audience, and I can see that someone also mentioned Divya dwelling on move 3. Maybe she was also trying to decide which line to play, whether it be the open Sicilian against, e6 or the Alapin. So she went with the Alapin. Yes, I'm online again. Have you got Twitch chat open, by the way?
No, let me just do it. Maybe it will be more fun to read the chat as well. Because I used to stream long time ago, but then I quit.
Oh, you quit streaming? Oh my gosh, I'm sure your community misses you very, very, very much. You have to come back.
Yeah, that I really want to do that. Let me just bring it.
So a move like bishop c4 would be quite common, as I mentioned, and maybe this idea with knight b6. But if we come back to the live position, I'm trying to imagine a way that a3 helps bishop c4. So if later on, white goes for bishop c4, maybe knight to b6 and bishop to a2 instead of b3.
Yeah, that's true. Then you have also the chance to play maybe b4 if it's needed.
I like that very much. Very, very much. I'm curious to see what happens because I know that in some lines, even bishop c4 to b5 is very common to pin the knight that's on c6 and to stop black from putting any pressure on these central pawns. Because the moment that black takes, white will ideally want to take back with the knight just to avoid trading queens and leaving the king in the center. So I haven't seen a3 before. I see, according to the master database that we're taking a look at here, one of the most common moves is bishop to d7. So Tan Zhongyi might do some thinking, trying to recollect just the opening theory. For sure, she's seen this before, and taking a look at it again is going to, she's going to try and refresh her memory. Maybe she'll pull a Hikaru, Niusha, and like look up at the ceiling and be like, what is the theory here again?
What should I do?
Yeah, what should I do? So knight c6 is another move that could be played. I can see that it's followed by bishop c4 or bishop to d3. So let me refresh and make sure that we see the live position again. a3. Okay. And now she's doing a think. First time this game that she's dropped below an hour and 30 minutes on the clock. So for sure, this move surprised her. And if we just go back one move, like it took Divya 8 minutes to decide on a3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So maybe it's not at all part of her preparation. Maybe it's not part of her, her usual repertoire.
Yeah, maybe she was planning to act like this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you think it's all an act? Like she thought for a really long time and is like, yeah, I wonder if my opponent thinks I'm out of preparation.
Well, maybe. Everything is possible in chess,
It's true.
So she can also act, or I'm not sure, but everything is possible.
So she wants a Grammy, or was it an Oscar? Which one is for acting and which one is for music? I can't even remember. I think an Oscar's for acting, so she wants an Oscar and the title of like Women's World Cup champion for acting. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we go back?
I'm also now reading.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm
go
also
ahead.
now reading the Twitch chat. Yes.
Oh, okay, you're catching up. I think there's also YouTube chat, but I don't have YouTube chat open. Let me see if I can open that today, which is a little bit different. Okay, YouTube. Lichess. Sorry, YouTube, we were neglecting you. But I'll make sure to read any questions that we have from YouTube. Maybe I can pop out the chat. Oh. Hi. Someone says, hi from Portugal. My guess is semis will not end today. 1 or 2 games will need a tiebreak tomorrow. More chess for all of us. Fingers crossed. That's true. So both of the first games from the semifinals ended in a draw, which means that if we have 2 decisive games today, that's it. 2 holidays for the 2 holidays for the players. So that's Thursday and Friday off for the finalists. But all 4 players will be playing in the finals, just because there are 3 spots available for the women's candidates, Niusha. So the winner between 3 and 4 will be going through to the candidates.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
I didn't know either, and learned that through the commentary so far, that it would be really nice for these players to fight for the candidates, not have to like still wait for the results from the circuit, and maybe not sure if there's still spots available through Grand Prix. And only 8 players total can qualify in the entire world for the candidates. So I think there's 1 spot also available for overall performance throughout the FIDE circuit. And if anybody in chat could do some research, who has already qualified? How many players? Is there anyone you would like to see at the candidates, Niusha?
Yeah, of course I want to see Divya.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, all of them are great. I mean, they're all top players, but so far I really enjoy her energy and the way she plays, the way she acts. So I really want her to be the world champion, and also see her there as well.
Yeah, it'd be so cool. And if we were to look forward, maybe Divya wins the candidates and plays against Ju and June in the Women's World Championship match. I think the world would just like go absolutely wild in that instance. That would be terrific.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And maybe we saw the same photos from Chess Base India, where there was this moment she won the match against Harika Dronavali, and she went to her mom and gave her like this really big hug, and she was so happy. It was a very wholesome moment for her.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so chat says 2 have qualified. It's Jiena Zhu and Alexandra Goryachkina. Okay, so those 2 are the ones who have qualified. 3 out of the 4 players that we can see today. That gives us 6, if my math serves me correctly, both from Grand Prix results. Then there should be a couple left, right? There's... I'm trying to remember what tournaments are still coming up. As part of the circuit, I was looking at the regulations, but wow, my memory is very, very poor. What do you find? Do you find that you have a really good memory? And when it comes to memory, what is the thing you usually remember the most? I can answer this question a bit later.
Jesse, I have a quick question from
Yes.
you. Is it possible that I will have a really short break, maybe in 2-3 minutes,
Sure.
and then okay, nice.
Yeah,
Because here the match is starting, and
I understand.
someone came.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell us
someone
more
came
though.
to.
I think the audience will want to know exactly what you're up to there.
Yeah, actually, I wish I could show you the other side, but now I'm facing a very nice stadium in Al Ain, and the match will start soon. So it's also very nice to be here as well. And the match is between also 2 uh, players. They are, sorry, my pronunciation is not very good about the names, but as I told you, Ven
Venkatesh?
Katesh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and the other one is Nogrebek, and they are playing against each other. Yesterday was the first match, and today is the second one. And yeah, it will be also very interesting to see. And the winner will qualify for the Grand Swiss, as I told you.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting to be here as well.
It's so cool that you're there. Like, you are commentating on the Women's World Cup, and then you're in the UAE also doing some content for the match. So honestly, you're all chest out, and I completely understand that you'll need to take a break at some point. Yeah, I might even like either say let's take a break with the broadcast, or I can continue while you're gone for those couple of minutes. But yeah, don't worry, I can keep chatting to 10. They'll be fine. We'll be fine, I'm
Yeah?
sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so at any point you need to be like, okay, Jesse, I gotta run, then please, like, Zoom. It's okay. Don't even worry.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I will just go now, and
Okay.
I will be back soon.
Sure.
See you.
Okay, sure, no problem. We will keep the seat warm for you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep, so while Niusha is doing some cool content there for the match, which will be awesome to see on social media, to be honest, I really can't wait. I love to do some like deep dives and events that, I mean, I didn't even know this match was happening, right? And now we can see that the Grand Swiss is doing some nice, some playoffs for spots. And the Grand Swiss, I believe, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, is one of the biggest Swiss tournaments in the world, because not only is it like some of the top players in the world playing, but it's also an invitational. You have to qualify to play in the Grand Swiss. You can't just rock up and be like, hey, I want a moment to shine here, because there are some World Cup spots available to the winners of Grand Swiss. Maybe, I think it's definitely more than one for the open section, and maybe 1 or 2 for the females. Yeah. Last 3 spots available will come from the first and second at Grand Swiss. Okay, 2 spots available for Grand Swiss, and the last one, yeah, will just be someone who performed really, really well in the FIDE circuit of the women's FIDE circuit, yeah. 2 plus 3 is 6. Probably... No, that's not... No, I just meant... I thought there were 4, actually. My math was calculating 4 for some reason. because I calculated all 4 of the women playing in the World Cup. But yes, 2 plus 3 is not 6. It's 6 in our hearts, it's 6 in the spirit realm, but 5 in reality. Thank you. I promise I was good at math in school, but unfortunately that was 11 years ago. That's from the Grand Swiss. Yeah, two from Grand Swiss, so that makes up 7, because 5 plus 2 is 7, and then the 8th player is from the FIDE circuit. Yeah. Thank you for letting us know. I'm really glad that we're all on the same page. But going back a couple of moves, and we have to pay attention, guys, because we have to give Niusha a update the moment she returns. We have a3, d takes e, d takes e, and bishop e7. So it's very nice to see here that white was able to recapture with the pawn instead of having to deal with, you know, an IQP. Maybe this is why she was spending so much time in the opening too, because, you know, having an IQP can be great. It also can be a setback, and it's an intentional setback as well. Like, you're having to really babysit this pawn and make sure that your forces work well together. The harmony of your pieces are brilliant. You have that space in the center and you have to take full advantage of it. But it could deplete your time on the clock quite quickly. Like, there's a lot to calculate and consider when going into that. But now I think Divya gets a much better position out of the opening as opposed to the IQP. Maybe that's just me speaking because I hate playing with an IQP, and black would have had a very solid blockade here on d5. Blockade meaning stopping this pawn from going forward. Pawn on e5, if black decides to castle, white will have a very good chance of being able to attack on the king side with bishop d3, knight c3, maybe knight c3 eventually, but even leaving the bishop on c1 temporarily is going to allow for like queen e2, queen e4, or just getting, you know, the queen to a square like g3 and attack h4, h5, h6. So many options for white. I'm curious to know how black's going to develop here. But as a French player, being very familiar with a structure like this, I wouldn't mind playing with either side, to be honest. Going to the live position, we do have knight to d7. Black is delaying castling here in the opening just for very obvious reasons, being that the king's safety will be a huge, like, big question mark for black. And black wants to wait. Black wants to wait and see if white castles first, and probably will wait for white to castle first, because the moment black castles before white does have this chance of pushing the pawn, especially with the space in the center. But okay, we can come back to this game. We'll leave it for a little bit and just see